This is the AM News. Let's start with details. Convener of the Fix the Country movement and leader of a recent protest to demand governmental action against illegal mining has been denied bail 3 times in a row. Barker-Vormawor has been denied bail twice by the Circuit Court and once by the High Court and will continue to be in detention. Meanwhile, 52 other persons who the police had charged for various offences in relation to the protest have now been admitted bail after spending 2 weeks in custody. Member of our Legal Affairs Desk, Asante, has been shuttling between the High Court and Circuit Court and reports.
It's been more than 2 weeks in either police or prison cells for some 53 protesters who were arrested in relation to the Stop Galamsey protest. 52 of them now finally having been granted bail by either the Circuit Court or the Accra High Court. And they are now undergoing the process to ensure that they meet the bail conditions and go home to be with their families. Barker-Vormawor, the leader of the Fix the Country movement and organizer of that protest, however, will continue to be behind bars because both the High Court and the Circuit Court on 3 different occasions have refused to grant him bail. They have cited some legal issues that does not allow them to grant him bail, in particular having to do with Section 96(5)(c) of Act 30 that talks about an accused person in another trial who has been granted bail and the apprehension by the court that that person might go and commit another offense if he is granted bail. Those are legal issues that the prosecution have been raising in court, that the court have largely been agreeing with. But the lawyers for the protesters say they are going to ensure that those legal issues are dealt with, and they expect that very soon Barker-Vormawor will be granted bail. The court also took aim at the prosecution for not filing some documents. We have been talking to lawyers for the protesters who say they are even going to demand more from the prosecution.
It's been a successful day so far, and all we can say is thanks to God Almighty for the victory we have chalked today. And I'm sure at the end of the day, the court will pronounce all the accused persons as innocent persons.
Barker-Vormawor's bail again application denied. What is going to be the next decisions going forward when it comes to him?
That one raises legal concerns. So we have to address the court on that legal concerns, the same legal concerns that were raised at the High Court. So in the coming days, we will address the court on those legal concerns, why the court should overlook those legal concerns and grant him bail.
There's an issue of the prosecution not filing some documents, some processes. The court is now asking them to do so by the next agenda dates. What do you make of that?
Yes, that one is in order. And we have a lot of documents that we will be asking that the prosecution to provide, because so far the documents they have provided are not what we are looking for. We are looking for more documents from them. So at the next agenda date, we will put that on the table and get them to provide us with those further and better particulars.
State prosecutors opposed many of the bail applications. The others that they asked the court to deal with its discretion. The state prosecutors have now been asked by the court to ensure that all the necessary documents are filed for the trial to start. In fact, the High Court ordered the trial court to actually commence Barker-Vormawor's trial within 72 hours or consider granting him bail. These were some of the issues that were raised in court by the lawyers, and the judge said the 72 hours has not yet been reached, and when it gets there, the court may consider granting Barker-Vormawor bail. But as of now, the good news for the families of the 52 persons who have now been granted bail is that their family, their kith and kin, will now come to them in the house and spend the weekend with them at least, as they have now been granted bail, with the exception of Barker-Vormawor, who will continuously be in custody until a court of competent jurisdiction grants him bail. Reporting from the Circuit Court here in Accra, my name is Asante for Joy News.
Nothing will happen to her. Innocent citizens are being jailed in this Insawon prison. Prisoners are being fed 1 cedi 80 pesos. Sick nation, depleted nation, useless nation.
Well, away from that, economic activities in Nandom municipality have come to a halt following torrential rains in the area. For the past 2 days, the area has experienced torrential rains it hasn't seen for years, resulting in violent flash floods submerging most roads in the area. Key among them is the Kambaha Bridge, which is under construction. The whole bridge area and the main Wa Lara Highway have been inundated with water cutting off the Nandom municipality from 5 other districts and municipalities in the region. Joy News Upper West Regional Correspondent Rafiq Salam visited Kamba and now reports.
Torrential rains in the Upper West region the past couple of days has resulted in most roads in the region being cut off. One of such roads is the Nandom-Lora Highway, which for now has been inundated by water, which has really affected economic activities in the area.
Lying in between the Nandom and Lora municipalities is Kamba Dam, which sometimes overflows its banks and had the water spilled into the main highway, causing vehicular traffic and getting commuters stranded. For the past couple of days, the enclave has witnessed torrential rains, which have submerged several acres of farms and destroyed roads. No human casualty has so far been recorded. However, the Nandom municipality is completely cut off from the rest of the region.
For now, Nandom is on its own, Lora is on its own. Nobody can move anywhere.
We bumped into Patrick Zato, who got stranded on his way to a funeral at Nandom.
I'm going for a funeral like that. I'm standing here. Now, currently, I can't move. We all got stuck. Members, colleagues of mine who were coming returned to Lora, and I'm just standing here spying how the water is moving. Currently, there's a Cabinet Festival in Lora, and Nandom and its surroundings, including other community beyond Nandom, cannot attend this Cabinet Festival.
Another is this driver who parked his Burkina Faso-bound vehicle at Lora loaded with heavy goods. There are dozens of them stationed there, waiting for the water to recede. For now, we don't know what to do. The owners of the goods are calling us, but we are locked up here, he lamented. Few months ago, government had made an attempt to fix the old and jaded Kamba Bridge. Construction work for the new bridge was about being completed and inspected by Road and Highways Minister Asen Subwachi. The violent flood waters have not made nonsense of it. Both bridges are now submerged. Working on the bridge through the violent flood waters is not for the faint-hearted. One driver decided to give it a try, walking the over 400 meters from the Nandom end to the Lora end. It took him about an hour.
But I don't, people say the bridge or cut or what, I'm afraid. But I take my own to give it to God, so I come and cross.
Some people say that you were embarked on a suicide mission. You want to kill yourself.
No. But I don't want to kill myself, but because of the water, I stand back there. So I ought to force and come and cross and go and take my car. And that is why I cross the water. They come and do it for us. Because they say they take Ghana money and come and do the bridge, but they don't do the bridge. If you come and see the bridge water is serious past this one.
Our Power Soldier Minister Stephen Yakubu, who was on his way to the Cabinet Festival, has to proceed to the Kamba to see things for himself, to see what solutions they have for the people.
But we hope that the water will recede as time goes on. Then we will now see if there's any damage to that particular road. But for now, we are redirecting the cars on the other side, both ends, so that the cars will not come through here at all. And we are also trying to get hold of the highways and then to find out, they are the technical people, to see exactly what we can do. But for now, this is nature, natural disaster. No one can do anything about it till the water basically flows over the road. Then we can see any damage that has been done. Then we'll see what we can do about it.
The Dangban Road, which would have been the alternative route, has also suffered same fate, truncating the economic livelihoods of the people. Municipal Chief Executive for Lora, Jacob Derry, noted that for now, they are at their worst end, and if the situation continues, they will have to implore the services of boats and canoes for easy transportation.
They can't use here, they can also use Dangbang, but they can come through Lambuse, then hit Boo, and they can come into Lora to enjoy the Cabinet Festival.
An extra 85 kilometers.
Yeah, but that is what we have to contend with for now. If not that, what can we do? Yeah, if we have continuous rains, then we'll have to wait. Because for now, here, temporary measure, then we have to bring in boats. And you know the boats too cannot ferry the heavy trucks across. But as for human beings, the boats can ferry them across to the other side. So that will just only be the temporary measure that we can put in place.
Reporting for Joy News, Rafik Salah, Kamba.
Let's get into our election headquarters, and the national chairman of the National Democratic Congress, Johnson Asiedu Nketia, has advised electorates in the Guan constituency to vote against the New Patriotic Party for denying them a representative in parliament for 4 years. According to him, this would prevent political parties from taking them for granted in the future and also allocate the area what it truly deserves. Mr. Nketia said this during his campaign tour of the Guan constituency in the OT region.
The national chairman of the National Democratic Congress, Johnson Asiedu Nketia, led a team to canvass for votes in the newly created Guan constituency. The area, carved out of the Hoko constituency in the Volta region and added to the Oti region, which was created in 2018, had no representative in parliament over the last 4 years. Mr. Nketia feels this act is enough justification for electorate in the Guan constituency to vote against the governing New Patriotic Party on December 7th.
So let us fight them back, at least to demonstrate that you cannot treat a group of people in the country, take their vote away with just a letter written by one person, and that for 4 years that group cannot be in parliament. Even with this one, the struggle to make sure that this constituency elects an MP. It hasn't even ended. It is still ongoing. People are still contemplating whether they should allow you to have your own MP. And they are citing technicalities and things in the courts and other places. To demonstrate that you have serious revulsion about the treatment that has been meted out to you.
The Guan NDC parliamentary candidate, Fred Agbanyo, reminded electorate of its vision for the area and appealed for peaceful elections.
Various interest groups in the Sagnerugu constituency have handpicked the Electoral Commission as the key institution that can ensure this year's election is violence-free. The interest groups, which include people identified as potential troublemakers, believe the EC is key in helping the country have a peaceful and transparent election. This was disclosed during some focus group discussions organized by Tudu Center for Leadership and Development as part of a peace-building initiative ahead of the December polls.
Center for Leadership and Development, a non-governmental organization in the northern region, has over the past few months been engaging communities identified as triggers of violence in elections in the northern region, especially the December polls. The Sagnerugu constituency has been identified as a hotbed which has the potential to experience violence in the December polls. It's based on this background that the NGO is meeting with these interest groups. Speaking at the Damankunyele community, co-founder of Tudu Center for Leadership and Development, Osman Mubarak, said all the communities they have engaged so far believe the EC has a crucial role to play in ensuring a violent-free election.
One thing we have observed is that key among the findings during our interaction with these interest groups are one, they have all agreed that there is the possibility that we could encounter electoral violence. And one of them, the causes, they believe that electoral commission is key in helping us have a peaceful and transparent elections. I mean, all of them, all the communities we have engaged, they all believe that EC will play a key role in getting us a successful and a peaceful election. Another thing that has cut across is the abuse of drugs during election and the election day.
Assemblyman for the Damankunyili electoral area outlined some of the things that trigger violence in that polling area.
Causes of electoral violence in this electoral area or Damankunyili community per se. One is illiteracy. 2, strangers voting in the community. 3, jumping of queues. We have competitive politics. We also have incitement and hate speech, drug abuse, and alcohol.
The presiding member of the Sanergu municipality, Salim Abubakar, said the engagement was to get the input of communities and how to address these issues before the December polls.
Started it, that was last 2 weeks ago, engaging all the chief policies to make sure that there will be peace after and during the elections. And when you look at certain things, election violence, today's our engagement started with what? Election violence. What causes election violence? And election violence, I can say that it's like disagreement and agreement. These are the two factors that always bring these conflicts. So we are here today to listen to the people, their inputs and output, how we can come together to find solution to this election violence.
And away from our election headquarters, all hail Pando Senior High School, riding high on the wings of victory. They are winners of the 5th edition of the Energy Commission Senior High School Renewable Energy Challenge. The final event under the theme, Application of Renewable Energy Technologies in Solving Land Degradation and Water Pollution. So Dabukpa Technical Institute, Ahantaman Girls Senior High School, Ola Girls Senior High School, Obuasi Senior High Technical School, and St. James Seminary Senior High School also fight for the top prize. Jacqueline and Somayabwa has more.
The grand finale, held at the Accra International Conference Center, was held under the theme Application of Renewable Energy Technologies in Solving Land Degradation and Water Pollution. And Bando SHS, well, they just didn't compete. They anticipated their win, electrifying the judges and audience alike.
The other niggas were making noise. We didn't make noise. What did you do? We're there, natural. Calm and collected. Mindful and demure. We maintained our steez. And what did you do? We delivered.
The competition saw stiff rivalry from the Barker Technical Institute, Ahantaman Girls Senior High, Ola Girls Senior High, Obuasi Senior High Technical School, and St. James Seminary Senior High. But in the end, Bando's winning project focused on harnessing plastic waste as a valuable resource, turning what's often seen as trash into gold. Their innovative approach not only impressed the judges, but also offered a sustainable solution to plastic pollution. In the end, they switched on a winning performance, leaving the others in their shade.
Yes. We what? GGI what? Go get it. We have no time to waste. What do you do? Dead. What are you saying? What are you saying?
So mesmerizing. I knew it. Because if you had listened to our anthem from the onset, we said, "O blessed Pasek, not invade thy soil." Therefore, there is no way Pasekan's soil is going to be invaded.
The Barker Technical Institute, the first runner-ups, were still beaming with joy despite not taking home the trophy.
I told you that the early hours that we were going to win, but we couldn't make it. So second is the same as first, so we made it again. So maybe next year we'll try our best.
Officer in charge of renewable energy regulation at the Energy Commission, Bernice Notte, praised the Winning Schools project and revealed that all projects from participating schools would be further developed.
One of those projects really stood out to me throughout the regional competition because they were turning plastics into something usable. We are looking at not just refining the winning project, but we are also looking at giving all the projects to CSIR to see which ones will be commercially viable that they can also bring to the market for commercialization.
So while the lights at the ACC may be off, the bright ideas from these young minds will continue to shine on. For Joy News, I am Jacqueline Ansama Yeboah.
High school is the second. The second is same as the first. So we don't feel depressed. We feel impressed. So
well, congratulations to Pasek. And on that note, let's get into our business update with Benjamin Akakpo.
Welcome to our business updates. Let's start with some economy-related matters. And Finance Minister Dr. Mohamed Amin Adam insists Ghana's economy is back to pre-pandemic levels. According to him, the country has recorded trade surpluses in recent times with a trade balance of $1.8 billion, adding that the government had put in prudent measures to ensure that the economy was robust. Some economists, including Professor Patrick Esuming, have cautioned that the economy is still facing challenges. But speaking at the maiden edition of the Boardroom Governance Summit held in Accra, Dr. Adams said the macroeconomic indicators showed that the economy had recovered.
Economic growth is robust, and we say that the rebound has really been strong. Last year, we projected to grow at 1.5%. We grew in real GDP growth at 2.9%. In the first half of this year, 2024, we grew at 5.8%. And ladies and gentlemen, this is more than first half year growth of 2019 by 0.4 percentage point. In effect, what I'm saying is that economic growth is returning, in fact, has returned to our pre-COVID growth trajectory. And this is why we can say that the economy is really back. We also have brought the surplus, the trade balances from deficit to surpluses. Our trade balance is now in a surplus. Half year, this year, we've already recorded a trade balance, a trade surplus of $1.8 billion United States dollars. And so the economy is really back, and we must be poised to take advantage of the opportunity the government has provided to the people of this country to accelerate the growth further.
Let's head to the stock market now. And Managing Director for the Ghana Stock Exchange, Abena Amwa, has highlighted the need for stakeholders within the financial space to put in place policies that will empower the youth with financial literacy skills. According to her, this will encourage them to develop interest in finance management and investment, a move which will support the growth of the capital market and impact economic development. She was speaking at the Ring the Bell for the 2024 financial literacy season.
Technology for us is what we take to leapfrog our development for exponential growth. And so we are very focused on improving and adding more digital solutions into our capital markets and creating an ecosystem where everyone can participate. My team will tell you every day I visualize and I have a dream. I have a dream. I have a dream of an app. Let's call it Ghana Investment Marketplace, for want of a better name for it. It will be on every single mobile phone. Ghana Investment Marketplace. Let's call it an app. On the YAM phone, through all the digital phones. And on it, you want to move some money from your Momo and buy a treasury bill. You go in and do that. You want to buy into a mutual fund. You go in and do that. You want to buy an educational policy, insurance product. You go in and do that.
On that, is it bullish or bearish note, we cap off the business updates. But handing over now to Sweetie Abochi.
And that's the end of the AM News on the AM Show. Dr. Kwame Asasante will be joining us for the news review, and he's head for the Center for European Studies at the University of Ghana. Stay tuned.